Well, good morning, everybody. It is Sunday morning, and you're looking at the progress of my okra plants here, which, give me a close look here, are doing real well. And some of my eggplant has come up, as you can see. So this video, like I said, the culmination of another week here. And of course we've done a lot of cleaning, and as you can see here, the eggplant is starting to come up. And so Lando and I have, like I said, doing the normal cleaning the yard, cutting grass, raking leaves, to add to the compost piles. But I think the big thing for this last week especially is how my garden's doing. As you can see by the dark spots around the plants, and you can see me, the sun's behind me here, that I've been watering every day, and it's about, I don't know, I gotta kind of look at my watch here. It's about 7:40 a.m. in the morning on Sunday the 25th of August. And they're still wet, you know. And I water every afternoon, late afternoon, anywhere between 3:30 and 5 o'clock. And as you can see, the onions are doing real well. And my first planted cucumbers, wow. I gotta get down here, but the first planted cucumbers are climbing up the bamboo poles right now, doing real good. Lots of flowers. I'm curious to see whether we're going to have likewise a lot of cucumbers here. I'd sure like to do some dill pickles, and that I miss the good old-fashioned dills. But everything looking real good here. And again, it's a watering every day. And that we're in the drought here, and without the water every day, and of course my compost. All these rows have been dug up. All these rows have been composted, and my impalia right there, and starting to get the flowers on the impalia. And I just got about 6 or 7 plants here. If I turn around here, get to the other side, these are replanted and transplanted. More cucumbers here, and the transplanting did fine. I plant when I put the seeds in the ground, I do 2 to each bamboo pole, and then what I can do is weed them down to 1 as the plants grow, and of course the extras I'll replant, and I can pick the best veggies in order to be able to do that. And these are looking real good, and the whole bunch up there are replants from ones that didn't grow here, and they're looking real good. Everything here is looking so good. Take you over to again, these are some young cucumbers, and I still got about 1. Some of them I got 2 to a bamboo pole here. And on the other side are my beans. Now these are bush beans, and as you can look down the row here, they're looking real good. And all this has to do with, this is the best my garden's looked in 7 years, is the continuous composting and work. And I know the people out there, our viewers and subscribers, kind of get tired of my insistence on the composting and what it's done and how I do it here, because in a tropical climate, composting is a year-round deal. You know, adding green stuff, adding dry stuff, and then of course with our pigs and our chickens adding the pig dung and chicken dung. And these over here are all replants from over there, as I planted them real close together, and now I kind of spaced them out to give them more survivability, so planted a bunch here and that too. So the garden overall, wow, like I said, this is by far the best it's ever looked. And it's taken time, and to say it's not labor intensive, I'd be lying, because I put a lot of labor, a lot of effort and years into bringing up the soil so that it'll grow more than maybe just one crop at all. I'm going down into the bean fields and to show you what's happening with the beans. Like I said, this last week, no rain again, and the few sprinkles we did get really didn't do nothing at all. But you can tell down here with how well, yeah, look at this, how well the corn is growing here. And again, this was all adding compost, and not a lot. The soil is still pretty clayish here, and a little bit sandy, and a lot of stones in it and that. But just adding a little bit of compost. I put no nothing, no fertilizers on so far. I've stayed away from adding the fertilizers, which everybody that grows crops here just fertilizes and fertilizes and fertilizes with all your 14, 14, 14 and your 0, 0, 60 and however it goes here. And I've tried to stay away from that as much as possible to see if I can do it naturally. But yeah, look at how well the corn is doing. Very good. Very good. And as I go down here into the beans, this has got less sun here during the day, so you can see they're a little bit behind what it is here. And those were all planted at the same time. All the other 6 rows there were planted at a later date, but you can see the difference here. And I water it all, but like I said, you can see the difference here compared to that little extra sun it gets. My field number 1 here is because of the tree that's right there. It's in the shade so much, and it gets less sun, so it's growing shorter, which is good. It gives me and the garden the opportunity over a longer period of time to be able to pick beans. But look at this here. Wow. Yeah, very good. Very, very good. See if I can kind of walk through here a bit. And I'm actually starting, I think I saw some flowers on here, and starting to go. So it will not be long, and we'll have some bean production here. And eventually, like I said, once I go through and kind of weed this again, and of course over here you can tell the difference. This has been planted at a later date, and like I said, I kind of wanted to stagger it by a week to 10 days so I get a longer production period, and not so many like last year. Geez, so many beans all at once, so we wound up giving so much of it away. And as I head down a little further, like I said, this field, I planted some peppers by seeds. They didn't come up, and I kind of half expected that. And we've added compost here. These work better, and the peppers work better if they come out of Best Garden. But the kangkong here, and all these last 2 fields here, I planted in kangkong, and hopefully it'll spread out. Like I said, it's good food for the pigs. And Beth even says that you can boil part of the leaves, I guess, and eat them. So we'll be finding out here of how that's going to work in the bottom 2 fields here. But as you can see by looking at them, I did add some compost, some leaves in them and that, but I got to do more. And now that I've got more good soil in my compost bin, we'll be able to do that. So that's kind of a quick rundown on probably the most important thing this last week is just the continued growth of all the veggies. And of course, as you can see, Lando and I cleaned up this whole area, raked the leaves, everything. Looks really nice, and the place does look really nice once you do that. And of course, all this goes into the compost piles and goes into bedding for the pigs. So I'm going to kind of call it short here. Let everybody go. It's like I said, it's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day, and Beth and I have just, wow, we've been so blessed. Yeah, we've got a lot of things happening, and we're so used to being broke most of the time, and we're trying to figure out how to get our water tank, another water tank, back up for the shower and the restroom, as now we're carrying water with the accident we had last week. And it's all working out little by little, and we'll let you know of the progress here. So on this Sunday, I sincerely hope that God blesses every one of you as much as He's blessed Beth and myself.